Pro Wrestling Network. I am your host, Louis Carlin. Thanks for joining me today. On the show today, I'm very excited. We have a young, up-and-coming star. He's fairly new to the world of professional wrestling here in Ontario, but he's got great potential. I've seen a couple of matches. Very happy to welcome to the show, Jax Williams. Jax, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to do this.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man. So how was your Christmas? How was your Christmas and New Year's? Did you get everything that you wanted for Christmas?
Yeah, it was all right. Quiet, I guess, like everyone else. So,
Okay.
yeah. How about you?
It was quiet. Got a few things. I got this new microphone here. This is a Christmas gift, so that's pretty cool. I was very happy about it. This one right here.
Nice.
And other than that, I got a couple books, but other than that, it was quiet, man. Quiet.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, as a newcomer to the world of professional wrestling, what was the defining moment that made you decide that I want to become a professional wrestler?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I actually played basketball for like 12 years
Okay.
prior to this, and I was playing in university, and I decided that I wasn't really for me anymore, so I left, and then kind of to get over that like depression, I guess, of that being over, I kind of fell back into wrestling, which I was a fan of as a kid.
Okay.
And it's just when I see something and it's like I want to try it, I can't help but like just go for it, you know. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing crazy. It was really when I kind of expanded my taste outside of just watching WWE that I realized that this is something pretty cool and I really want to try it out. So.
All right, cool. So who are some of your favorites growing up? You're fairly young now. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you right now?
I'm 25, so
25. Okay, I was gonna say 21. I was gonna say 21. But who are some of your favorites? Who are some of your favorites growing up when you were watching?
Yeah, so when I first started watching as a kid, it was right around the time when they were transitioning into like John Cena's kind of rise. And as a kid, I always loved Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels. Those are my favorites. And then as I got older, I got into some other stuff, and Kenny Omega, AJ Styles became like huge favorites of mine as well.
Okay, Kenny Omega. Love Kenny Omega, man.
Yeah.
Are you following the whole AEW Impact Wrestling partnership right now?
Yeah, I don't tune in every week.
Okay.
I have to admit that the whole Omega being on Impact kind of drew me towards them more than I was before that. But
okay,
yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
No, it's good. It's going great, man. It's gonna be. Let's see where it goes. I'm pretty sure he's gonna defeat Rich Swann and become the new Impact Wrestling champion. But we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. So once you decide to become a professional wrestler, where did you train? And how did you decide on which school you were going to go to? Did you go to a couple of schools, or was it just one school nearby? So how did you come about training?
Yeah. So I train at the Hamilton Pro Wrestling Academy.
Okay.
Run by Rip Impact.
Okay.
And when I was doing my research, I kind of narrowed it down to like 3 realistic places that I could drive to, and that was Battle Arts. I knew about them. CWF, I believe, in St. Catharines.
Okay.
But it was actually I found the HPW on Facebook, and I thought it was closed down. I always joke with them about this because there was no contact information. So I just took a shot and sent them a message on Facebook. Turns out it's running and it's doing well. So it was the closest one. So that's the one I went with.
All right, cool. So how long have you been training for?
I started training, I want to say around May, June of 2019. So about a year and a half or so. Okay.
So how did it feel taking that first bump? Your first day, you took the first bump. How did you feel? Were you hurting? How did you feel? I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some of the people that I speak to said they threw up after the first bump. But how did the first bump? Tell me about the first bump.
The first bump actually was not as bad as I was expecting. So I went in kind of with the expectation. I always remembered Edge saying that his first bump when he was starting, like, just was absolutely awful. So that's in my head what I was imagining it would be like. So it wasn't quite as bad, but hitting the ropes was actually worse for me at first. That hurt a lot more. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was doing an interview with someone, and there was a wrestling ring, and I had asked them, it was actually with El Reverso, and I asked El Reverso if I could go into the ring and run the ropes. He said, no, because you'll fall through. And I said, are you sure? Because, yeah, you'll wind up falling through. If you don't know how to run the ropes, I wouldn't advise it. So I took his advice. I didn't run the ropes, man.
Good call.
But it does hurt running the ropes? It does hurt running the ropes, huh?
It does at first, and I think similar to bumping, you kind of build up, I guess, like a tolerance for it. So like now I do it and I don't feel it, but definitely for a while there, yeah.
Okay. All right. So once you started training, was there ever any doubt about you becoming a pro wrestler? Did you ever think, well, maybe this is not for me? Or as soon as you started training, you said, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, there was never a doubt for me. The second I got in, started learning, I was hooked like immediately, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I love it. So I'm definitely going for it for sure.
Okay. So, and how long did you train for before you decided that, okay, I'm ready for my first match?
Um, so I made my debut February 2020
Okay.
at one of the HPW student shows. So it was about maybe 8 months into training that I
Okay.
finally got the chance to do a match. So yeah, we had a tag team match. It was awesome. So
Okay. So yeah, so tell me about the first match. How were you feeling before the match? How were you feeling during the match? And how did you feel after the match? You must
oh
have been
man,
nervous heading to the ring for the first time.
yeah, for sure. I remember we went on second last. And it was a pretty big crowd. Someone mentioned there might have been over 200 people there. So
Wow. Okay.
I vividly remember standing behind the curtain thinking like, I can't do this. I should just turn around. And then, believe it or not, like exactly like a lot of people say, once I stepped through the curtain, it just went away, all the nerves, and I was just into it. It was amazing. The match.
So you must have you must have felt fantastic after the match, though.
I didn't sleep that night. I stayed up the full night. I was like so wired from it. It's crazy.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man. So let's talk about some of your recent matches. I was watching today the HPW Academy Wars 3, you versus Ethan Greenaway, which was a great match. You got a big win there. Very happy for you. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
So how did you feel about that? And how do you feel about Ethan Greenaway? It seems like I think you've wrestled him a few times, if I'm not mistaken. But your thoughts on him and your thoughts on that match, man?
Yeah, Evan's awesome. We train together all the time. He's always helpful. Anytime I need something, or even just he's super honest. So I always take his feedback. Like I take it and I really like consider it and stuff, because I know that he's not gonna just kind of tell you what you want to hear. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for Evan. And the match was that was my longest match for sure. I think we went like 14, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would have loved to do it in front of like a big crowd, obviously, but it was super physical. It's kind of like what I wanted out of it, because I know Evan's style. He's kind of a bruiser. He's really physical, so I wanted to prove I could do that style. And I was definitely feeling it after. My chest was not so good after, but
yeah, no, and you did look like you were in a little bit of pain. I was going to ask you that superplex looked pretty devastating. How did you feel after that superplex?
It wasn't too bad actually. So maybe I did a good job selling that. So.
No, you did. I was like, oh God, yeah. I think you got hurt, man. But no, man, you're very talented, man. You're a natural in the ring, man. I really enjoyed that match, and then another match that I saw was watching the NSW Seasons Beatings. That's the first time I will admit that's the first time I saw you. The Fatal 4-Way against Greenaway, Andrew Love, and Marcus Gold. Your thoughts on that match? Because you were like a ball of fire for a bit, and then unfortunately you got pinned by Greenaway. But your thoughts on that match? I thoroughly enjoyed it, but how did you feel about that one?
Yeah, that was another fun one. I remember being super cold when we were doing it. That's the first thing I remember, and it was my first title match, so that was pretty cool. And I think my third time wrestling for NSW, so that was also exciting. Anytime I get to do something like that. The match went really well. I was in there. I just kind of had to start it off hot, and then got taken out for a bit and came back in again with that all those suplexes. So yeah, I had fun. Unfortunately, I didn't win my first title, but maybe next time. So.
There's plenty of titles in your future, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
Plenty of titles in your future, man. So what's it like wrestling? And I've asked a number of wrestlers this question. With the whole COVID-19, there's no crowd. Do you enjoy wrestling with no crowd, or are you okay with it? Do you not enjoy it? How do you feel about wrestling in front of no crowd at all?
It's definitely not as good as wrestling in front of a crowd.
Okay.
The way I look at it is it's kind of like it's the only option we have right now. And anytime I get a chance to kind of put myself out there, people to see me and get to experience, even if it's not ideal, like I'll still take it and do my best with it, and hopefully it'll carry me through until we finally get some fans back. So.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be soon, man. That'll be soon. I have a feeling early 2020. Early 2021, we're going to start seeing some fans. I mean, I'm dying. I want to get to a live show. I haven't been to a live show in almost a year, man. So hopefully you guys will be back and we'll get some people in the crowd. So with these matches, what do you hope to learn during the matches? Like when you're wrestling someone like a Greenaway or Andrew Love or what do you what are you trying to learn during these matches?
I think I'm trying to learn just how to make it go really naturally. Evan's he's really good at this, where like not everything is so like micromanaged, and you can kind of go in and just get a feel for each other and just wrestle, not kind of like you're doing like a scripted performance kind of thing. If I can say that, I don't know. And just experience, seeing how like I want my style to be, because I wouldn't say I have like an identity in the ring yet. So I just feel that comes with time. So.
All right, cool, man. So, I mean, do you prefer one-on-one matches? Do you prefer the fatal four-way, multiple-person matches? What type of match do you prefer?
I think singles are the most engaging, I guess, because there's no point where you're just standing. Like in tag team matches, when I'm standing there waiting to get tagged in, I find I have more time to think like about what I'm doing and how I look to people. Versus when I'm in a singles match, it's just I get lost in it. Like I got really lost in that match with Evan. I forgot that we weren't really opponents. So, yeah.
Okay, man, cool. So I know you have a young career. You said your first match was in February. Do you have a favorite match that you've participated in up until now?
Right now, I'll say my first match is my favorite.
Okay.
It's not really fair, just in terms of there was so many people there. It was such an amazing environment. So that would give it the edge. Maybe if I were to put them up and ignore the fact that things are kind of weird right now, I would say my match with Evan is probably my best match that I've had.
Okay. The ones we just spoke about, all right? That was a really good match. If anyone's watching right now, well, I hope someone's watching right now, not if. The people that are watching right now, definitely go check that out. That's on YouTube. Even Greenaway versus Jax Williams, HPW. What was the name of the show again? Academy Wars 3. Academy Wars 3. So go check that out. That was a great match. Great match, man. Who are some of the people that you'd like to face in the future here in Ontario? I know there's a lot of big names out there. You got Holden Albright. I'm not sure if you faced Marcus Gold yet, Travis Moore, you got Wade Allen. Who are some of the names you'd like to face in the upcoming year?
Yeah. Oh, man. So many people. I have actually wrestled Marcus Gold, I think a few times. Yeah. We did a tag match in my debut versus him and his partner, Christopher Clarence. In the future, I'd love to get in there with Brendan. Oh my God, cut that out. Travis Moore.
Okay. It's okay. I know his real name, but that's cool. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be too happy with that. Travis Moore, Mike Forte, for sure. He's another one. Tyler Arrow, Airstrike. I want to do Millennial Falcon. That's myself and Robbie Cosmos against Airstrike. Those are more the people that I kind of train with and that I know. I know some of the more established guys. Like I would love to wrestle Justin Sane. He's a monster, man. I just would love to see if I could handle it. Keep up with him and things like that. I think that's just tough because I'm so new. Where like everyone's a dream match for me. Like any chance I get, I'm all over it. So those are a few, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was my next question was you mentioned some of the people that you would like to face. I was going to ask you what the ultimate dream match for you would be.
Just in Ontario or like
any throughout the entire world.
Oh man, I would love to have a match with Brock Lesnar for sure.
Oh gosh. Okay. You think you could take an F5? You think you could take a couple F5s?
I think I could. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting just to feel how strong he is. I wouldn't want it to be like the 2-minute kind of match he has. If it was like a real match with Brock Lesnar, or Kenny Omega, because he's probably been my biggest inspiration. So those two for sure.
Okay. Do you prefer Kenny Omega in New Japan, or do you prefer him when what he's doing now with AEW?
I prefer New Japan, Kenny Omega.
Okay.
His matches with Okada are, like, obviously everyone talks about them. They're amazing. And just like his whole like presentation in New Japan was so good. He felt like the biggest star ever to me. That's yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I prefer him in New Japan. It's actually my favorite promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Do you watch much of it now, or no?
I go through kind of phases.
Okay.
I just resubscribed to New Japan World because Wrestle Kingdom's in. I think we're gonna have it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah.
But yeah, I followed it. I have to admit, when the Elite left, I kind of stopped a bit. But yeah, I keep up with it. Try to watch the big shows and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have a prediction for tomorrow? Tetsuya Naito against Kota Ibushi?
I think it's Ibushi's time. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's definitely 100% Ibushi, and
yeah.
he's not losing the following night to Jay White either. He's going to keep the title. He's going to win. He's going to beat Naito, and he's going to beat Jay White, and he's going to keep both titles. That's my prediction right there.
I hope so. I'm not a huge Jay White fan, so hopefully you're right with that.
Jay White's okay, yeah. I would say probably Kota Ibushi and Hiromu Takahashi probably are my two favorite wrestlers right now in the world. Oh, and I'm sorry, and Jax Williams.
Oh, it's good company, yeah.
I don't want to get Jax Williams upset. You're my favorite wrestler, man. All right, cool. So, do you watch much wrestling? I know you mentioned WWE. We just talked about New Japan. Is there any other promotion? And maybe I'm sure AEW, Kenny Omega, Independence. But do you watch a lot of wrestling since I'm not sure if you're doing much wrestling over the last couple of months because of COVID. But have you been watching a lot of it?
I do watch it.
Okay.
I do watch AEW. Normally we would train on Wednesdays, but obviously we're not doing that right now. So I'll try to catch that on Wednesdays. I enjoy NXT, although I guess that is WWE technically. Okay. Impact, here and there I'll watch some stuff. And then I found myself, it's hard for me to watch like the no fans. I don't know, it's just different. I find I watch a lot of the older stuff. But yeah, I definitely do watch a good amount of wrestling for sure.
All right, cool. Yeah, it must be tough. I mean, I'm a big Impact Wrestling fan, and I kind of got used to the no fan thing, but I'm kind of hoping that they bring the fans back for early 2021. I mean, they're doing it in Japan, and hopefully they could do it here as well. So I got my fingers crossed for that. So what's the ultimate goal for you in the world of professional wrestling? Do you want to end up New Japan, WWE, AEW? What's the ultimate goal for Jax Williams?
To be honest, I don't have like a set destination of where I want to get to. I have goals mainly based around like I want wrestling to let me travel, see a lot of the world that I wouldn't do normally. Like I'd love to go to Japan, the UK, anywhere I can go. I think my ultimate goal is for wrestling to just be my job, wherever that is, whether it's just being super active on Independence or in Japan or in the States somewhere, where wrestling is my job. I think that's my main goal.
All right, man. So which promotions do you hope to work for in Ontario that you haven't worked for yet? Maybe Alpha One, C4. Which promotions are you hoping to work for in Ontario?
Oh boy. Alpha One, I think that's like a big goal of mine.
Okay.
I feel that's probably more realistic down the road when I'm more established. I'd love to get out to Barrie. I know that wrestling's pretty good out there. Barrie. Yep. I've done MCW, just like the tapings, but I'd love to do a real show in front of their fans. Smash is another like bigger goal up there with Alpha One. That I think most wrestlers around here kind of strive for. Other than that, any other place I can go. There's one SKM, I believe it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cool one as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Smash, great promotion. I can't wait for them to come back. I message Sebastian all the time. I'm like, when you guys coming back? He's like, when it's safe to come back, we're coming back. But which he should be doing. I respect him for that. And but big fan of Smash Wrestling. Hopefully they'll be back soon. So what do you hope to accomplish by the end of 2021? What's the number one goal for you?
Yeah, this is kind of tough to answer. I was actually thinking about this the other day. And it's hard to say just because things are so uncertain now. Like I'd love to say have 20 matches. But who knows if it's completely out of my control if we can do that. So I think for 2021, I just want to keep pushing myself out there. Maybe work on branding on the social media. I think that's a realistic goal. I'm in full control of, so I'd like to do that.
Okay.
And then get out to some more promotions for sure. And then going forward, I'm really fascinated by touring. So I'd love to hop on a tour maybe in 2022 or whenever that's realistic. So.
All right, cool, man. Don't worry, you'll be doing plenty of touring. I just want to say I've watched a few of your matches, as I've mentioned already, and you seem like a natural in the ring, man. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that, but you seem like a natural, and I think you have a great future ahead of you in the world of professional wrestling, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're the first to tell me I'm a natural, so thank you.
What's that?
I never really would have thought of myself as being naturally at it, but yeah, thank you.
Well, hey, my pleasure. No, I just see it. You could see I don't want to knock anybody else, but you can see a difference when you're in the ring, and you seem like you're a natural. You really seem, focused. I guess I should say you seem really focused in the ring. So before we wrap this up, is there anything you want to plug? Do you have maybe some merchandise coming out in the future? Social media? Anything you want to plug right now, man? Now's the time.
Yeah, no merchandise yet. I will be working on T-shirts at some point when we get some fans back and stuff. As far as social media, yeah, I just recently changed my Instagram handle. So if anyone wants to follow me on Instagram, it's just Jax Williams. You can find me on that. And then, yeah, that's about it for the social media for now.
All right, cool, man. Well, hey, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And like I said, you have a great future ahead of you in professional wrestling. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to some more great matches with you, man.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on the show as well.
My pleasure, man. So this has been the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.